time, walk and ramble time, and it's not too hot, not too cold. My son's running from the bugs already. So today I want to talk about the conclusion of the two-part Married to Medicine reunion. Now, the show is supposed to be about the doctors, and they are usually female, but the husbands were earning their check last night. Do they get checks? I don't know, but they should, in my opinion. So, Steve and Eugene kept tussling last night. Now, are you team Steve or are you team Eugene? I think I gotta roll with team Steve because I did not like how Toya and Eugene treated them at that Med Gala. I agree with them. I feel like they were slightly singled out because Toya has a pattern of doing this type of immature, petty foolishness, and Eugene just backs her up. He just can't get it. He just can't get enough. If you're not caught up, every year the doctors put on a Med Gala, and it is meant to be a fundraising event for various medical related things. So this year, all of the women wanted Toya to head it up as partly punishment because she barely gave the other years, and she refused to listen to the women who actually put the event on regarding how it should be done. So that's how she ended up with it. So Toya was not, from what I saw as a viewer, not forthright with information. She just wanted people to sign a check. And Steve and Mimi were like, no. Last year they were new. They came to the Met Gala. Steve paid $5,000 for this lopsided ashtray vase that Quad handmade. And, they donated, is my point. This year, Steve was like, no, because y'all have left us out of it. We don't know what's going on. You're not explaining what's going on with the money. And I don't disagree with that. So when Steve and Mimi showed up to the Met Gala, they were singled out. I do remember Eugene stating that he wanted to make an example out of them. And so he got what he asked for. But while there, they made like a big thing like, oh, were you going to buy some tickets? And they were like, we didn't know. We had to buy tickets. Nobody told us. So they were going back and forth about that. But as I said, Eugene said he wanted to make an example out of Steve. So I guess Steve wanted to make an example out of Eugene at this reunion. Steve was still mad about that, and he made sure to bring it up just about every chance that he got last night. In addition to both of them, Steve and Mimi, they started linking up against Toya and Eugene. They were like, yeah, Steve said, your wife said that I was one of the ones who could take their shirt off, and she's commenting on my body and stuff, and maybe you are insecure about that. What? And Mimi was like, So Steve and Mimi maintain that Toya and Eugene are just bothered by them. And they did all of this nastiness, pettiness on purpose, and they stand by that. And Heavenly was just chiming in and co-signing all of that because, she can't really stand Toya. Eugene maintained that none of that was true, blah, blah, blah. He said that Steve had the issue, and then, they just kept going back and forth. And then Steve was like, what did he say? Oh, once they went back in the back, oh, you got little man syndrome. He might be right. But then Steve just said he was just hangry, and that's why he said all them things. No, you didn't. Y'all don't like each other. It's okay. Because Eugene has said, if this Med Gala thing, or I think one of the events they did, if it wasn't a staff thing, they would not have invited everyone. I'm like, you ain't got to, you ain't got to invite me nowhere. That's what I would have said to them. Don't nobody want to go to your parties, meet out in this foolishness, and y'all screaming at each other like you don't have sense. Who wants to be a part of that? Uninvite me. don't invite me. That was basically it with Steve, Mimi, Toya, and Eugene. So the men, the other men, were tussling too. Curtis, Evangelist Curtis, he was still upset also with Toya and Eugene about him being handsy. Sir, neither Eugene or Toya are lying. We have video proof of you putting your hands on Toya's waist and pulling her to sit down in your lap like you were Santa. I don't know how that was okay, but all right. And this is post Hilton Head Curtis being handsy. And then we saw another picture with him having his hands around Heavenly's hips. Now, why doesn't Jackie have any type of a problem with that? Or Eugene for that matter, because Eugene even said out of his mouth last night, oh, Curtis having my wife sit in your lap wasn't the issue? Then what was the issue? Because that's inappropriate. But whatever. So Curtis wanted the smoke behind that. And Eugene was like, man, hush. And I agree with Eugene. He's like, it's documented, it's true. Toya, yeah, messy, but what she said on Watch What Happens Live that time was not a lie. So next, when Dr. Daddy was talking about his and Heavenly's son and how he basically had a mental break because the information behind this arrest and all of that is very confusing because the information I saw said this arrest happened years ago. But I don't know. But then I thought he was not incarcerated, but he is incarcerated. And then he had a mental break. I was like, whatever's going on. Heavenly and Damon are not giving the full story. They are keeping some things private, which I understand. You kind of have to do that. Can't let everybody be in your business. And that's what Heavenly said. So that was basically it for the men. I mean, the other one, Contessa's husband, ain't had nothing going on other than glaucoma. Oh my God, he had to get like 25 surgeries. That's crazy. And who the other ones? Cecil don't have going on, you know. Oh, were you nicer to Simone? Did you understand what she was saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Whatever. Cecil sucks. No offense. He's like he needs to grow up. You know. Please. He had to cut walking Ramble by a little bit because he's so dang afraid of these bugs and bees. Boy, please, whatever. Next. Okay, so Simone and Jackie kicked off the entire episode. You know, they are still talking about how Simone felt betrayed by Jackie in that she did not adequately come to her defense over this Heavenly's claiming that, oh, she put her hands on me and she was hollering and screaming at me and that did not happen. Heavenly, I love you down, but that is not an accurate description of what happened. And Simone had grounds to be upset, so she and Jackie made up and Simone's following her again and all is right with the world there. Simone maintains that she will never, ever, ever be cool with Heavenly again, but she can move forward with Jackie as long as Jackie knows right from wrong. I mean, that was basically it with Contessa calling out Heavenly for basically starting stuff. And then when I run to security, Heavenly was like, I only call security for you. I'll whoop everybody else up here. No, you won't. She ain't gonna bust a grape. We've seen that. The minute it was about to go down, she hollering for security. So we know you ain't gonna, that's not gonna happen. But I mean, yeah, that was basically it. The men kind of carried last night, and you know, they didn't have a full segment. They just had it like split into two. I mean, I guess this is why we only got 2 episodes of the reunion this year. But you know, part 1 was better than part 2. And part 2 is where the men were really acting up. So, Heavenly did say that if she earns a seat on Congress, I think a congressional seat, she will not be on the show. So Contessa was like, I guess this is our goodbye. Okay, all of them are ready for Heavenly to leave. But the gag is if Heavenly's not there, it's boring. I'm just going to be honest. I need Heavenly there. And Quad. So, yeah, because Jackie does nothing but run behind Heavenly, bash fat people, and not make time for her husband Curtis. Simone screams and babies her adult husband and gets disrespected by her kids and pays their bills. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, she says she was still paying Michael's bill. Ain't no effing way. Do you hear me? But that's not my baby. That's your baby. You like it, I love it. Anyways, but even Andy was like, I would be. No, he would not. But whatever. So yeah, that's all Simone brings basically. Angel, body, beautiful woman, body, nursing gear, maybe boyfriend, maybe not with Bernard. I hope he's gone. He sucked. I love Mimi and Steve because I can relate to their journey with the special needs kid, and you know what? They ain't no punks. They not gonna let Toya, Eugene, or nobody else run them. Love that. Toya's exciting, but it's for the wrong reasons. She's just like, it makes me upset that we share a name at times, but she's good TV, so fine. I could take that. Who else? Contessa, bodybuilding. Like, there's not much there. Um, Brandy, I liked her. We didn't get to know a lot about her, so hopefully, if she comes back next season, we'll get to learn a little more about her husband and her family. But yeah, that's basically it. So they need Quad and they need Heavenly. So we will see how season 15 of Married to Medicine shapes up when that time comes. Whew, my flyaways are so crazy today. Okay, I need a little product, but whatever. You know. Oh, and I may have to change walk and ramble to a midday ramble because my son is not going to make it in the spring or the summer with these bees and the heat. So I'm going to have to figure something else out. Until then,
Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.